Cari amici sportivi, we had said siamo in clima derby. Omar, you had too much partying going on over there. Maybe you want to mute yourself, guys. It is Derby Day, right? We got Shane, who's originally from Ireland, was living in Kenya. Now he's in Malaga. He's still in the naughty corner. We got Omar live from Montreal. We have Fabio. He's from Long Island, but he's in Phoenix. He's in Phoenix right now. Gonna go meet up Nico. Alex, I always remember Toronto, right? Windsor,
buddy.
Windsor, Ontario. Guys, I wanted to start off by and I sent a message to the Fantas, as we like to call them, from Philadelphia. Guys, the last time we won a derby, and I know David had shared the memories from last year. We're
It
all
was
together.
Flashback Thursday for him.
Flashback Thursday, and I was debating. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should be wearing the exact same thing. But I decided that the reason we have won is that Milan Club Montreal, Milan Weekly Podcast, Milan Club Philly were together. So today, guys, I decided to wear the
yo Adrian.
Milan Club Philly. David, you're with me today. I got you close to my heart, and so hopefully, all these superstitions that Throwback Thursdays, cretini. Look at David; he's there in the comments. That one's for you, buddy. Shout out to you, to the First Lady. You are with me today. I am with you, and it is Derby. It is Derby Day, guys. Yes, a lot of us, we were discussing a bit of nerves, but a bit more confidence that we had in previous encounters. Shane is
Who's Shane? That's not Shane. You got
Shane
that's Jerry Cardinale.
Looks like he's about to go do a head in Malaga there.
Doesn't he look like Cardinale? A little bit, a young Cardinale.
Because he's hungover.
That's why I've been so quiet for the last few months.
Shane, out from the you have special permission just today to get out of the naughty corner. Thank you for greeting all the people in the group chat that have been naughty, assigning them how are you, and how are we feeling? Talk to us about your pre-derby jitters, as we like to say.
Man, I know I said it on the chat. This is going to be really interesting, right? Because from my complaining about the Tonali sale, but I think I really have to give Redbird some serious credit.
You mean yourself?
What they've done with the player. I'm a poor man's Cardinale. But anyway, no, so I really have to give them credit. They bought some, they've got some great talent, right? And I think there's no doubt for anyone that we've really, increased capacity, and increased our ceiling compared to last year. Now, I think there's an argument to be said that Inter have maybe lost a bit of theirs, because Frattesi, for me, in the middle of the park, he's not a good replacement for, is it Brozovic?
Mm-hmm.
Brozovic, yeah.
Brozovic. Thuram, I know he has scored, and I know he scored for France, but Inter haven't really played anyone. They haven't played a series team yet, right? So,
well, they did put a shellacking on Fiorentina last game.
I know, but Fiorentina are very hot and cold, man. Fiorentina can, they can beat the top four, and then they can, they can just, fall apart. But
maybe a first real test for Inter, just like it's a real first. People are talking about Milan's real first test. How about Inter's real first test? I'm going to pass it over to Omar, and that's why I went in a little early, because I wanted everybody to have the time to get ready and talk about our feelings. Omar, how about you? Do you share Shane's concerns, or how are we feeling? Nervousness, or
I feel nervousness, definitely a bit of stress there, but I think that this is a test. It's going to be a test. We're going to actually see where we stand. Now it's a bit early for a test of this level, I think. So even if we do lose the game, I don't think it's the end of the world, because there's still.
Don't speak like that. Don't speak like that. The
Let him
universe
speak,
is
Fabio.
listening.
Let him
But
speak.
it's better to lower your expectation and then be surprised, pleasantly surprised. That's what
Under
I
promise, over deliver. I like it.
exactly. So you know what? Let's see how it is. We have depth this year. We have right wingers finally. So I think we're in a good place to put them to the test as well. It's a test for both teams, and we'll see how it goes. I'm curious to see how this team performs against a team like Inter. You know.
Definitely,
So,
you know. And Fabio, live from Phoenix, you're gonna go be meeting fellow Patreon member Nico live there in Arizona in the desert. It's probably what 107 degrees there at this time of the day.
Basically.
And you're
All the
at your
time,
uncle.
it's like over 100. Yeah.
You're
My
at your
uncle,
uncle's house.
he's happy. Juve's already winning.
Okay,
He's happy already. So
how about you, man? How you feeling? And going through these, especially looking at the last results from the derby. But talk to us, Fabio. How we feeling?
I'm excited. Again, I don't want to be realistic and all this. No, that shit is done for the morning. All right. Here, it's time to be positive. I think this team could do it. It is our first real test. I'm sorry, Roma fans. Your team is trash. So as far as I'm concerned, this is our first real test. Give us a real idea of where we sit. We see Juve looks decent. Whether we'll see Napoli, but Inter's the big hurdle we got to get over. We haven't been able to do it this year. Inzaghi's had Pioli's number, so hopefully with our new players, with Leao, I was talking to my uncle about this. He said, Leao's great, but he's got to stop. This is my uncle's words. He's got to stop playing for like 10, 15 minutes, and then he kind of shuts off the rest of the other game. If he can have it like the foot on the pedal the entire game and really be that difference maker, we've seen him cut Inter up. So I think he'd be super, super important today that if he has a really, really great game and he's dynamic and he's battling for all 90 minutes, I think we should be looking at a good result. If not, is it the end of the world? No. But 5 times in 1 year, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
It's gonna hurt. It's it's trying to keep your feet on the ground, but still being excited for a derby. Alex, how about you, man? You're live from the tunnel there at the San Siro.
They got to walk around, Alex, to get to the field. This is nice.
In everyone's way, man. Fucking way to do it.
How are you feeling before this Derby della Madonnina?
I don't know. Like last year, I was always nervous because I knew we were going to get beat up on by Inter. Inter's still a very good team, and they haven't changed over. For me, like their changes have pretty much been the same, if not a little bit better. I think they're a tiny bit better, if not like exactly the same setup to play. This one, I'm just curious to see what we do. Like Pioli was saying it the other day in his interview, I just want to see what we do today. We've got the players now. We can attack both sides. I'm worried about our defense because we have that big hole in front of them as well. And Inter's classically going to be a counterattack team pretty hard on us. And with us pushing forwards on both wings, there's going to be some gaps there. So I think if we win this, we've got to score 2-3 goals. But I'm just curious to see how the team plays. Like we have a new team this year, take the car out of the garage. Let's see how it drives.
I like that analogy. And, if we need to believe, like, the possible starting lineup, I think there's going to be no surprises. We like to talk about our dark horses, our goal scorers. I'm going to go with 2 of them today, guys. For me, dark horses today are guys that needs to step up to the plate. Is Kier, as we like to call him, Kajar. Oh, and by the way, people of YouTube, we mispronounce the names on purpose. We're not trying to disrespect the player. This is the way we love, cancel. That's very disrespectful. So if I call him left butt cheeks, if I call him Rudolph, if I call him Captain America, if I call him Kajar, it's all with love. Okay.
Who say Captain America is a bad thing? Come on.
But I'm going to go with 2 guys. Kier, the Viking.
Yes.
And Pioli. Those are those two guys for me, right? Because Pioli, God forbid we would be in shambles or down. Pioli, it's on you to make those, because now you have those options. You'd have those options on the bench. If whatever, Giroud is not performing or if he's still hurt. So I'm going to go with Kier, that I feel more confident in Kier because he's a veteran, right? He might not be as fast as he used to be, but when we needed him to step up, especially in Champions League last year, right, he stepped up a lot more than he screwed up. That's my personal opinion. I'm going to go with Kier and I'm going to go with Pioli. Shane, how about you? Who would need to step up? Who would need to impress and step up to the plate, as we were mentioning?
I think it's highly important that Krunic basically plays his best game. Because he's going to be responsible for providing.
Guys, don't laugh. It's true.
A lot of coverage.
No, I mean, but the first person he mentions is Krunic.
Honestly,
I don't know if he's making a joke or if he's being serious. I'm being
serious. I'm actually being serious now. Like, bullshit aside, because the thing is, if you think about it, right? So he's going to be providing a lot of coverage for Kier and for Chow, right? And probably having to, nurse Calabria because he's useless. So definitely man Krunic for me.
I like the analogy because you're gonna need to cover a bit more because he's not that type of midfielder like as the Loftus-Cheeks that will be attacking, so he needs to cover that. I like Jason, Lord Krunic. Yes, Omar. How about you? Do you have somebody else? Oh, what is this alarm here? Go.
I say the substitutes. The substitutes are I want to see the depth of the team. So I want to see guys like Chukwueze and Okafor come in and keep that level high, and I think that, it might be tight for a while, the game. And then if we can get those fresh subs on and outrun them, because I think that this year, potentially we have a better depth than Inter does. Because we can bring in guys like, think about it. I mean, we have options on the left, on the right, guys we can bring into the midfield. So they've lost quite, like with a guy like Brozovic leaving, he was a big part of their midfield. So I think we can with the depth. I'm looking to see guys like Chukwueze and Okafor coming off the bench and putting in maybe a goal or two. So
I like it. I'm not gonna go with as much depth as Inter, but a lot more options than Inter.
Absolutely.
Right. Let's say, you get rid of Giroud gets hurt. Knock on wood. You have Okafor. You have let's put Leao there. You have Chukwueze, Pulisic go back onto the left. So I like all these different kind of options. Where before we had what? Messias for Salamakers.
Don't mention Jovic because he's a complete waste of time.
Hey, what if he scores?
You know what? I was reading some stuff about
he's ready to play
scouts. From some scouts, they said his year at Fiorentina wasn't to be taken too seriously, But they said that even Ancelotti, he said that he's got a lot of potential and a lot of qualities as a striker. So
we shall see. You never know. Maybe he's our secret weapon. He's a secret. Who knows?
Hey, it's part of the depth, It's all part of the depth. It's part of having the options, Giroud's not working out. Boom, Jovic, and put in Okafor, So we have options now. It's not like we have the same, striker. Giroud has to play the whole season by himself. Now we can actually switch him out, or even our wingers. It's not Messias and Salamakers anymore.
And there's the truth about today, this year's roster and the backup. Fabio, who needs to
enough of this Giroud slander? All right, if the guy can play the whole season, all 90 minutes, let him play.
There's no slander. It's just the reality of the fact that he's a certain age. We need him for important games in Champions League and things like that.
Have you ever heard the term "forever young"? That's what this guy is, all right? Whatever he's doing at home, whatever Tom Brady performance diet he's got going on, he's doing great. Leave him alone. Too much slander towards Giroud.
As long as he doesn't do an Aaron Rodgers.
No one's saying anything about it. We're just saying
that's too soon, Vinny.
What, you're going to make him play Coppa Italia as well?
If he wants to, let's go.
Okay,
Some
Fabio.
people go to the gym every day. Let him play, man.
Fabio's
That's
uncle put some whiskey in his coffee this morning. But Fabio, how about you? Who would need to step up? You know, we spoke about
I
Pierre.
mean, what a segue. First, I want to say special message to any Interista out there, courtesy of Milan Club Dublin. A nice vafangulo to start the morning. I think it's going to be Giroud and left butt cheek, baby. I think these two guys are going to have a hell of a day today. I think they're dynamic with Pulisic on the right side. I think they have a real nice synergy about them, the way they play. And I honestly say, I mean, Leao, of course, he's got to play well. I'd like to see what Rangers do. Because the defense is obviously what we're all worrying about. Kier has to have a huge day. Calabria got to come. Teo's got to look dynamic on the left side. You know he's going to be fighting all day with whoever's opposite him. If it's Dumfries or whoever else, somebody's going to be yelling and screaming at him. He's going to be on the floor.
Dumfries, yeah.
So for me, I think it's got to be Giroud. Giroud's going to show again why he is forever young up there at the top, and he's been really good with creating great chances with the midfield and the wingers. So we got to do the same thing today. And I think Loftus-Cheek, man, this big body, this guy who's been playing really well. Let's manhandle Barella a little bit. Let's throw these guys. If Kier has to do one thing, it's an elbow right to Lautaro's face. That's it. I mean, if it's 80th minute and we're in the lead and we need to, just one good one.
Okay.
Like
Fabio, I know The Rock showed up on SmackDown yesterday. You're getting a little too excited.
Listen,
okay.
I just throw the body around, give it to him. If you don't have a yellow yet, give it one good hard tackle. I want them to know there's not a chance in hell that you're winning this game today. All right? No chance, Inter.
Look at the little Milanistas there. Is he ready? Like he's wearing his Milan. Fantastic. He's eating the remote. You know, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Alex, how about you, man? We've gone through, like, you know, I did Kier and Pioli. We have Krunic. We have the bench. We have Loftus-Cheeks and Giroud. What say you, man?
Yeah, I agree with Fabio on Loftus-Cheeks. Like, Inter with their stacked kind of like everyone in the midfield there. I think if he has a spectacular game, he potentially takes the attention of two of their midfielders, two other guys that have to track him. And that lets, you know, Reindeers and some of the wingers kind of get some space. So I like to see, I've been impressed by him already. Like, he's pretty good. He's pushing people around. He's kind of, you know, commanding his own space. And, you know, he's floating pretty high up and taking some shots at goal, which is nice. So I think he'll be someone there's watching and maybe throwing two people on. But other than that, like, we're going to take a little bit of battering. I think Magnol's got to, like, make a couple massive saves, like basically steal one or two goals away with some big jumping saves or whatever it may be. So I'd go Loftus-Cheek and Magnol to hold it together.
I like it. And, you know, mentioning that, I think the first 15 minutes, they're going to come attacking, and I think holding the fort in the first 15 minutes will be important. So, you know, we are an hour and 45 minutes away. Fabio's wheeling and dealing on the phone there. Look at this guy. He's just can't keep him in one place. So, you know, by the way, Shane, it's too early for a pint. Are you judging me because I'm having my morning beer? Because it's tradition, it's Derby. You know, I was drinking morning beers during the Derby. I'm that guy that while on vacation, right? Hey guys, it's only 8 a.m. We should have some, and I'm already opening up the beer. That's the kind of guy that I am. But what are you doing today? Where are you going to watch the game? You are in Malaga. I don't know. Is there a Milan Club Malaga, or are you going to be like that one sole guy in the pub?
At that actually. Yeah, no. So there's a great sports bar in the middle of Malaga. It's called Vox. It's really good. And
Okay.
anytime I've asked them to put the game on, they've put it on. So I watched the Roma game there, and there was a couple of guys over from Milan watching it. So that was nice. So yeah, I'm going to be watching it there, I think. Yeah, just really, really into this now, and just I'm so fucking excited, honestly. I think this team is going to surprise a lot of people.
I don't even know.
Look at Tony. Tony
understands.
understands. Look at Tony. Tony's already having the tequila. Fellow Patreon member, Tony. Good for you.
Hopefully
for you.
Tony is the Tony that's going to be in Phoenix today. But I just want to say, Shane, put a nice dress shirt on, maybe a sport coat on top, go to Milan, and just walk in like you're Jerry Cardinale. You might be able to pass. Just don't open your mouth. Don't say anything unless you can do a good Philly accent, Gio. Philly, not New York. Just walk in there. I'm telling you, you're dead ringer today, Shane. Dead ringer.
We got Tony, we got Fabio and Nico meeting all today. Another great moment for our Patreon family. Make sure you send us those pictures in the group. And okay, so you're going there. We're gonna wait for Omar to get back. But Fabio, you are heading. Oh, actually, he's back. Omar, okay. Where are you watching? What are you doing? You're watching at home.
I'm gonna be watching at home with my kid. We're gonna be watching it together. So big.
Do you swear with your kid around?
Well, I might say "Terista vaffanculo." We sing that together. So.
You're the capo of the Patreon Ultras, so you know you gotta.
But he loves it because I tend to sing during the games, so he sort of like he sees me and he follows around, so it makes it like really fun for him. Because that's the idea, you have to make it fun for the kids so they grow up enjoying. He knows the logo, so whenever he sees the logo, he's like, wow. So it's great. So we're making him into a real good Milanista here,
Look at guys, we're getting love from association.
You need a Euro club. You don't need one. You have one. It's Milan, baby.
Come to us.
You came to the right team.
I love it. So, and how about so you, Fabio? You're going to the local place with Nico, and Tony's gonna meet you.
Desmond's. If anybody is in the Phoenix area, come. I'm in Mesa right now, so it's like a half hour away, but we will be there. Also, just special shout out. If you're in the tri-state area, come on, go to Legends, go to the Football Factory, go be with the New York City Club. It's going to be a hell of a fair over there. I hate that I'm not in New York right now, but at the same time, obviously happy I'm here to see my family and meet up with Nico. But if you're in New York and you want to go and really have an amazing experience, and Vinny will tell you got to watch that 4-0 slacking we put on Napoli last year, it would be perfect to happen one more time today for us, for all the people in New York, man. So much love to them.
Meeting Tony as well. Don't forget Tony.
Oh, of course. I don't know which Tony this is. There's a couple of Tonys. Too many Tonys. I'll be looking forward to it.
Alex, how about you in Windsor? Do you have a place that you guys can go to, or are you gonna be watching at home all by yourself with some friends? What's going on?
He's in the stadium.
Yeah, I'll just be at home. The wife worked midnight, so she'll be sleeping. I'll try not to make too much ruckus.
No, tell her today is the day she wakes up 15 million times. Tell her, put some earbuds in. Alex gonna be screaming, banging in the other room. That's how you gotta be. Today is not the day to be quiet and by yourself. Today is the day to get fucking riled up, baby. Alex, tell her, I apologize ahead of time. We can have whatever you want for dinner, but you're not sleeping tonight, honey. We're being loud and we're getting crazy, baby.
It's a good energy in the morning, but yeah. Otherwise, I see Fatty in the comments, and I was able to make it out last year once, sneak past the border guards to the U.S. Detroit club. So this year, hopefully,
nice.
I'll try to get there a few times if they've got.
What is it? An hour? Not even. No, Windsor to Detroit.
Yeah, it'd probably be like 35-minute drive, 40-minute drive.
Don't get arrested at the border, right? What are you going for? Watch a Milan game. Okay, sir. Step right there aside.
Yeah, they don't know the border.
Step out of the car, please.
Guys, we're gonna be at Chocharo's, and no offense to, I know there's somebody that commented on our last videos, like, hey, is anywhere in Montreal where we could watch the game? And I'm like, so no, I get it. Like, I know some people don't watch the whole the whole podcast, but it's like we've been talking about this forever. Milan Club Montreal, Chocharo's is our home. And, I was even telling the guy, because it's a very busy place, especially on the afternoons, on Saturdays. Like, don't worry, your tables are going to be reserved for you guys. I'm not sure how many we're going to be. I know it's a Saturday. I know it's noon, but it is derby time. And,
Vinny, don't fight with the old guy today, all right?
Oh, you better fucking stay away from me. Because if he stays there, I'm going to scream even more. Fuck him. I don't have no respect for people. Guys, if any, let me remind you of this old man, okay? Because a lot of people didn't hear the story. This old man has a problem with us screaming when Milan scores. And he's like, he comes up, and at one point he's like, he starts talking to us in Sicilian. Okay, I'm Calabrese, I could understand him. And he's talking Sicilian to Bizak, who is Algerian, but whatever the case may be. He goes, you know why you shouldn't be screaming? I'm like, why? My cousin, who is a Napoli fan, when he went to watch a game at the San Siro with his friend, he was serving in La Curva Sud, and when he started cheering when Napoli scored, they broke a bottle of beer over his head. And I looked at him, I'm like,
how is that the
your
same?
cousin went to the Curva Sud and cheered while Napoli scored, and that's why I shouldn't scream? I go,
How
my
is
voice
that
siete
the
veramente, I go, my voice siete veramente like siete stonate. That's what I told him, right?
Was
This
it
is an
Darwin's
analogy.
theory of evolution, natural selection here?
So
Yeah.
every time, but he does it on purpose, this old man. He comes and sit in the back with all of us. Last time, we started yelling and screaming. Don't I see him get up and walking towards me? I told them off like I had nobody, like said to no miserable pezzo di merda. The guy's like 75 years old. Said to no miserable, get the fuck out. And then there's some customers that came and shook my hand. He goes, thank you. This guy's a miserable fuck. He has nothing else to do. No,
Vinny,
respect
that's
your elders.
elder
Fuck that.
abuse.
No,
You're
I don't give a
abusing the
fuck.
elders.
No, I don't give a fuck. I
He's
respect your
nearly
elders. Respect
fertilizer at
me.
his age anyway, Vinny.
What?
He's nearly fertilizer at his age.
We're
anyway.
not we're not being ageist here. We appreciate any of the old people who somehow find a way to watch us on YouTube. Don't call them fertilizer.
But then,
just
you know
yet.
what, guys? Then there's these old guys that are just Serie A lovers, and they'll sit with us, and they come, and there's like, oh, I'm enjoying this so much to see you guys, young guys, loving calcio. This,
Yes.
I'm like, that's what it's all about,
Yes.
you know. And then there's one guy that's Renato. He used to be part of the old club, and the only thing he does, even though he's a true Milanista, even though we're winning, he's just gonna shit on the team. Ma stu scarso de Piolo, sto merda, and then he starts.
Vinny, there's
everything.
whole YouTube channels that do the exact same thing. No matter what they see, if they're happy, they're upset about everything.
We've been called negative, but it's.
I still get calls from the old timers from the Milan club, some of the old timers, and they just call me to chat in Italian about calcio in general, and like.
You gotta love that. Like we have a guy here, Joe Teresi, that lives like maybe 2 minutes away from my house. He was one of the original presidents of they used to be called the Silvio Berlusconi Montreal Milan club, and they formed in 1989. And he's telling me stories, and he just loves. Sometimes they'll call me, we'll talk about Milan, and and he does the whole Facebook. He holds the thing, goes, "Ma io non capisco questa gente that they're talking stupid like this." I go, it's social media. It's social media, guys. Let's go.
This is what Gio would like to say. That we are the youth. We are the youth system now. We're the younger people with the passion, and we're trying to pass it along. Hopefully, we get a more 15, 20, 25-year-old guys coming on here, joining the Patreon, watching the channel, because that's what we need. We're all in our 30s, 40s, whatever. And then, luckily we have people older that remember the great days.
It's like that time that I work for a telecom company. Guy comes in with his son. The son is maybe 9 years old, dressed up all in Milan. He got every possible discount you could have imagined. Free activation fee, an extra $4 off for 24 months. Don't you worry about it. And he's just all confused. I'm like, it's because of your son. It's because of your son.
You guys, though, speaking of people watching Serie A, like Fabio, I guess, as the token American here, this Pulisic cam that's going to be on him, apparently the whole game, from Paramount Plus.
What is
this?
That's
going to be a big hit in the States. You think there'll be a lot of American fans watching?
Please explain. What is this about?
All right, so on Paramount Plus, here in the States, that's how we watch it, the CBS. So Paramount has obviously the game they're showing now, and then during the Milan game, like they did with the Roma game, they have a particular spotlight camera that follows Pulisic the entire time. So I would never watch it. I understand why they would put it, but it just seems silly to follow one player when you can watch the whole fucking game. But they have this thing. It's the second
marketing 101, man.
I
have
know.
No problem with that. I have no problem with that. You know what? If it puts more,
I would prefer a Pioli camera so I could stare at him the whole time. So I could be, look at this disgraziato. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's like something else. But I'm happy to do it. It's the second week in a row that they're doing it for Pulisic.
2-1, Lazio, Juve. Maybe Steve's not having too much of a heart attack in our.
All right. Good to know.
Scored?
Luis
Alberto.
Alberto.
Probably.
Luis Alberto.
Luis Alberto.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens in that game there. Shane, give me a prediction. Give me a goal scorer. Give me some closing thoughts. How are you feeling? At least you're a little hungover. It's okay. Uncle Jerry is very proud of you for you being.
He's Uncle Jerry today.
Uncle Jerry, talk to us. Even, are you going out in that jersey? That's the first question.
Oh yeah. I'm dressed because I'm gonna leave straight after this. No, so
Dressed to impress.
That's it. No, so oh man, right. So I think Inter score first.
No.
I
feel that too.
Madonna 3-1 Juve. Mavafangula.
But I think
Vlahovic. Well, anyways.
Yeah.
so.
Okay,
I'll
Inter
go
scores first, but okay.
3-2. So 3-2. I'll go for Pulisic, Leao, and I'll keep it simple. I'll go for a reindeer.
Wow, first goal of the year in the derby,
A comeback win. Okay, I like it in a high scoring game. I like it. Omar, how about you, man? Do you want to do a prediction or maybe a goal scorer? Whatever you're feeling.
2-0 for Milan. A nice 2-0 for Milan. And I think Leao gets a goal. And I'm going to say Okafor. I want to see one of the guys from the bench come off and just finish them, give them that killer, just to say, hey, this year it's a different team. This year we have options, we have more firepower there. That would be a nice statement, being able to bring a guy off the bench who scores. I would be really happy with that. So,
okay.
2-0.
2-0 and somebody from the bench closing off the game.
Exactly. Whether it's Okafor or it's Chukwueze, I mean, I just want to see somebody come off the bench and show that we have options this year,
I like. Fabio, how about you, man? Mr. Enthusiasm.
2-1. I think we're hopefully get the first goal. They tie it. They're not going to be scoreless. As much as I would love it, I don't think that's going to happen. I think our weakest point will eventually show at some point. But the idea is that our offense is dynamic this year. It's not just Leao. So I expect 2-1. First goal is going to come from Leao. Second goal, I'm going Omar's route here. It's going to be the Chukwueze surprise. 2-1. We call it a day. Maybe close to right at the 90th minute. Chukwueze finds it, break their fucking back. The whole stadium full of Interistas go home unhappy, and Fabio's happy the rest of the day. Interista Fabio!
And we're just gonna get another strike on YouTube. Thank you very much, Fabio, for swearing.
Oh,
we put it non-suitable for young children, so we like it that way. Alex, let's finish off with you, man. Do you think in the comeback win? Do you think in a shutout? Maybe a tie? Who knows? What are you feeling?
Yeah, I think we're 2-2 is how I see it, and I don't know goal scorers, but I think we're going to get one from a set piece.
Okay, set piece. I like.
Alex, just stick your leg out. Make sure you trip Lautaro before he walks by or something.
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go with a score prediction. I'm not gonna go with a goal scorer. I'm gonna go with somebody's taking Hakan out. That's the way. A nice, it was a nice yellow card. I just have this picture of
the guy banging his wife is gonna take him out.
I just feel Loftus-Cheeks is standing here and he's just boom running directly into Loftus-Cheeks. No disrespect to Tonali, but Loftus-Cheeks he's a train. What a pezzodomo that he is. But I'm gonna go. I feel. Remember that Giroud, Giroud, a comeback win. I think we're gonna do a comeback win just for the confidence. Because guys, let me remind you. Okay, I'm just gonna take this out here. So Milan Inter today, Tuesday Newcastle. The 23rd, Verona. The 27th, Cagliari. The 30th, Lazio. April. Then we have at least 10 days off because April 10th for champ. But these are all games. All 3 games. 3-4 games within 3 to 4 days. I know there's no winter break, so the rotation and seeing what Pioli. And I go back to hopefully Pioli is able to make the decisions that need to be made at the right time. And on that note, whether it be in Malaga, whether it be in Montreal, whether it be in Phoenix, whether it be in Windsor, anywhere around the world, I wish you guys all to have a fantastic day, a fantastic derby, e una vittoria del Milan. And to your uncle, okay, la Juve, ciao, Juve 3-1. Look how happy he is. Look how happy he is. And on that note, guys, October, no, it's all in September. It's all in September, 23rd of September.
You said April before. You're in the future.
Oh, October.
2034.
Oh, sorry. You know what? You're right. The 30th of September. Then you go to October 4th, October 7th, and then you go to Milan Juve on the 22nd. So it's going to be a hell of a stretch. And let's remind everybody che Milano siamo noi. On that note, gentlemen, ovunque e sempre.
Forza
Milan!
Forza Milan, guys. Enjoy.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao.